What is up, guys? This is your boy Aspiration, and today I'm going to be doing a discussion / review on the Sims 4 Horse Ranch. I'm going to have some timestamps for each individual feature, but if you guys just want a summary, I'll leave that timestamp on the screen right now, and you'll hear the full summary, whether or not you should buy this pack, wait for a sale, or just not get it at all. I also do have an affiliate link with Instant Gaming to bring you guys cheaper Sims packs. The link is in the description, and I do get a small commission, and thank you to all who have been using my link. I really appreciate it. Also, please comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this pack, whether you think it is worth the money. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this, so please comment down below. Also, I am trying out different mics to get like the perfect audio for you guys, because I want to improve the audio on the channel. So if you hear a lot of glitching and popping, it's just my mic being trash. It's not your electronic device. So just want to throw that out there. Without further ado, let's get into this review. Starting off with the clothes, I thought the aesthetic of them was really well done. It fits the theme and the world of Chestnut Ridge. I really like the fact that they added a dirty variation to a lot of these clothings. I feel like with the Sims 4, we always get this clean and pristine, colorful look, but this time around they went and did the opposite, and I can really appreciate that. Overall, a lot of the clothing in this pack feels very detailed and well done. They have come a long way from making clothing. It's like a night and day difference. The detail on the buttons, the zippers, the jackets, even the way it fits on Sims, the little like stretched out details, it's really well done. Like, I can appreciate the work they've put in here, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds for other packs that we get with clothing. Moving on to the cons, one of the things I didn't like was the fact that kids only got like one shirt, toddlers too. I feel like they could have given us more stuff just to kind of fit that ranch life, but they didn't. And this is just a nitpick, but I felt like the teenagers always kind of get left out. I know the teenagers and adults have the same build, but it would have been nice for the teenagers to get like a different type of outfit just so they can stand out more as a teenager. And that's been a long-running issue with these packs. I feel like teenagers just don't get the love that they deserve when it comes to cast items. I feel like they're always kind of left out, and that's been a long-running issue with these packs. So again, I just wish we had more specific teenager outfits. Even just one full outfit would have been nice. But again, this is just a nitpick that I have, so yeah. Now, another con that I had with the clothing was the swatches. I feel like there's too many blues involved with some of the clothing. Again, I think the clothing is really well done, but I feel like they could have made more solid colors. I like to color code my Sims, and again, it's not really like an issue, it's more of a nitpick, but I felt like there was just too many blues with some of the swatches. I feel like they could have made just different shades of one color instead of just adding like green, blue, or like yellow, blue. There was a lot of like orange and blues, which is nice because I feel like we don't get enough orange type of clothing, but there was just way too many blues with some of these swatches, and it just felt kind of off. Again, it's a nitpick that I have, but overall the clothing was really well done. Now, moving on to the horses, I feel like the customization was really well done. I like the fact that there's so many different breeds. I'm not a horse person, so I don't know if 30 breeds is enough, but there is a lot of variety for people to pick from, and the customization gives you lots of options. I like that they took the cats and dogs approach with this, and just again, the saddle, the other hairstyles, the manes, the leg warmers, the little branding, the fact that you can use the paint tool to kind of paint anything you want. Again, it's really nice that Simmers can use their imagination and go crazy when they're making their horses. I like when games give you limitless options and you're not going to find an issue when you're creating a horse. Now, moving on to the aspirations and traits, I really like the fact that they gave you a lot of options with the different traits. I'm going to go into gameplay with the traits later on in this video, but just from what I've seen so far, there is a lot to choose from, and I like the fact that there's other ones you can unlock through breeding, so there's more in gameplay, which is really nice, and it gives you a incentive to actually want to play with horses and breed to see what other stuff you can get. The aspirations were really cool too, because it kind of made you have to grind to complete those aspirations, and it wasn't like the simplistic thing where it's just like, oh, feed your horses 5 times, go horse riding for like 10 minutes. Like, it was actually something they had to work towards. Even with the nectar making stuff, I like the fact that there's different ways you can play. You don't have to just focus on taking care of your animals or growing crops. You can focus on nectar and make money, and you get rewarded for doing that. Only cons are with the aspirations and traits for the Sims. I just feel like we could have gotten 2 more traits and 2 more aspirations. Again, this is an expansion pack, so I'm expecting a lot more, but we didn't really get that, which is kind of a shame. I felt like it's very linear in terms of gameplay. It's only focused on like 2 features, which again, I feel like there should be more because it's an EP. But yeah, we didn't really get those traits, so it is what it is. Now, moving on to the world of Chestnut Ridge, I think it's one of the most beautiful worlds that they've ever made in The Sims 4. I know a lot of people were very skeptical because it gave off like Oasis Springs / like Strangerville vibes, but it doesn't feel like a copy and paste version of those worlds. It feels like its own, just with like a touch of that. I feel like if you love Oasis Springs or you like playing in Strangerville, you're going to love this world because it's not just aesthetically pleasing, but I like the fact that it's very open, and it makes sense for that because it's horses. You want to be able to ride in a open environment with horses. I noticed that when it started to rain, it gave off this very dark, airy vibe. It wasn't just like this dark, shadowy darkness. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just felt very cool. Now, one of the cons that I do have with the world is it does feel very empty. It feels very lifeless sometimes. Maybe you'll see 1 or 2 sims roaming around. I think it is cool that you will see other NPC sims on horses, but when visiting other lots like the Escatarian Center, it doesn't feel like a bunch of people live here. You're not gonna get that vibe that we saw from the trailer where everyone's just kind of talking to each other and just vibing. It's not really there. That's not to say if you go to like the bar or one of the I guess nightclubs that you're not going to see a bunch of sims. I thought it was cool to see a lot of crowded sims in the venues. I counted like 13 sims, not including my own sims, so that was really cool. I feel like with a lot of clubs and bars you're going to see that, but outside of that it's very empty, which is a shame because this world is very beautiful, but I think because it's so open, you know, it's like, I guess, hard for sims to kind of like gather in one area. I don't really know. Now, before I talk about gameplay, I want to quickly go over the build and buy. I thought the build and buy for this game was really good. I'm by no means a builder, but I can appreciate this aesthetics with this pack. I feel like if you're just a builder and that's what you play the Sims 4 for, I would definitely get this pack just for the building alone. I feel like with the Sims, a lot of the stuff that we get most of the time is very modern, and that's what I like. I like very, like, you know, modern types of furniture or just aesthetics, but I can really appreciate this type of rustic Western theme. I don't know if that's what I could call this, but I think the objects, the flooring, the wallpaper, you know, everything that comes with this pack in terms of build and buy is really well done here. It's just really good, and I'm really excited to see what they do in the future. Now, moving on to the gameplay, I thought crafting different nectars was really fun. You can't just make any type of flavor nectar if you don't have those specific ingredients. I think it's cool with the nectar stuff. You can make a lot of simoleons to the point where you don't actually need a job. You can make so much money just by aging the nectar bottles, but that is when I jump into the cons. I feel like the nectar aging with the bottles kind of is broken. I had a poor quality nectar that I aged upstairs, by the way. Apparently you can like age nectar quicker if you put them in the basement, but I had it upstairs. It aged in like 2 or 3 or 4 days or whatever, how long it takes to age it to perfection. It was a poor quality nectar bottle and it was over 1,000 simoleons. So you can only imagine like what a normal, good, or excellent quality nectar bottle will be worth. And I feel like that's when the game is kind of unbalanced, because it's like, why would I ever want to work a full-time job when I can literally just sell aged nectar? I feel like they definitely need to balance that out, because I feel like that's just kind of broken. I think it takes the fun out of, you know, working hard and basically trying to build up your horse ranch farm or whatever. It takes the hard work out of it for me. And again, that could just be a nitpick. Maybe you want something that's kind of easy to make some millions with. Now, to give perspective with the horses, I don't care for horses, but it doesn't mean like I don't like them either. I went into this with very low expectations, but I was actually surprised how well done the horses were. I like the fact that you can take care of your horses and build up their skills for the competitions. It was really cool to see like how well the horses bonded with your sims, and like it wasn't just like this easy thing. Like the game didn't really hold your hand. You have to be on top of their needs and their emotions and make sure they're well fed and cleaned. Even their environments too, make sure you have something to give them to eat, or make sure they sleep on their clean hay bed. Even the obstacle courses, when we were training, I noticed the obstacle course jumping obstacle thing broke and I had to repair it. So I like the game kind of keeps you on your toes and it makes it challenging. It's not like this simple thing with the Sims 4. I feel like we can all agree the Sims 4 isn't as challenging as the previous games, but with this pack there definitely is a challenge here. Even with the mini sheeps and the mini ghosts, it was really cool to interact with them and take care of them too. Now, I know there were some things that I didn't cover in this pack. Either wasn't worth covering or it's because I'm saving it for right now, but let's get into it. This is kind of like my overall thoughts and opinions and cons. If you skip to this part, then this is kind of like the juicy part with this pack. And would I recommend it? Would I buy it? Would I wait for a sale or just not get it at all? I do feel like the gameplay and the replayability isn't really there with this pack. And the reason why I say that is because there are a lot of rabbit holes in this pack, more than I thought there would be. And I don't have an issue with rabbit holes. I think they're really cool. I really liked how they did rabbit holes in The Sims 3, but I feel like with the rabbit holes in this game, it just felt very off. Now, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear this, click off the video or just skip this segment part. But there is a secret cave that you can find in the Gallop Gulch area, and there is some RPG elements, which is really cool. You can like fight these monsters and get rewards, and I like the fact that that whole rabbit hole kind of forces you to play with the other features in this pack. It's like you can't really progress until you get like a mini sheep or you have like a certain item in your inventory, which is cool because it forces you to play the other features and then come back to that cave. And there's some really cool rewards you can get. Definitely does give me Stardew Valley vibes, like when you're going into the mines and stuff like that and you're going down like each level. I think that's really cool, but it's not enough. And my issue with this whole thing is that this is an EP. I'm expecting, you know, to actually do something like that, to go on some type of adventure with the horses. Again, I feel like it's not enough just to take care of your horses. Even with the competition stuff, I think it's cool that you can train with your horse for those competitions. But then it's like when you go to the competitions, it's another rabbit hole. And it's like, bro, like, why are there so many rabbit holes in this game? And to me, this game feels like it's 50% done. It feels like there was a lot of stuff missing. And the 50%, like the half that is done, is really good. But I feel like this game has a lot of fluff because of the rabbit holes. It's just not enough for me to want to recommend this pack to somebody for the $40. This, in my opinion, is a very good game pack. I think if you're looking for that Stardew Valley vibe in The Sims 4, if you have cottage living and you have a pack like this, you're going to get that gameplay for sure. I think if you're looking for a challenge, it's definitely there. But if you're someone who has taken a break from The Sims 4 because you don't like how they're, you know, releasing packs, or you feel like the gameplay isn't there, this pack is not going to make you, you know, change your opinion on The Sims 4. It's probably going to be the same stuff you've already experienced. There's nothing like revolutionary about this pack that makes you like want to like go and buy it. Like, this is not like a must buy in my opinion. This is something that I would definitely wait for a sale for. If you love horses and that's what you mostly care about, then yeah, for sure, get this pack because you're definitely gonna have fun with the horses. But if you're looking for new gameplay and you don't want to spend too much, I would wait for a sale or use my affiliate link with Instant Gaming. You can get the pack for cheaper or just on a discount. Anywhere you can find this pack for cheaper or discount, I would do that instead. I wouldn't pay full price for this pack. I think overall the biggest issue that I have with this is just the fact the competitions are very anticlimactic. It's like I'm training my horse for this big event, but then when you get there, it's literally just a rabbit hole. There's nothing there for me to watch. And I feel like with the trailers, it's very misleading because they make you think you're going to be watching like this big competition, but you're not. And again, this is an expansion pack. There shouldn't be so much rabbit holes. I feel like that is like mostly what the game is made up of. And it's not fair because we're spending $40, and I've seen $40 worth of content in previous Sims games have a lot more stuff to do, and this is not one of them. The environment looks really cool, the world has a really cool aesthetic, but there's nothing to really do. It's just more of kind of like a scenic thing, like take screenshots and then just go. And I feel like there's so much they could have done. And I think the biggest thing with this pack is just missed opportunity. I feel like the horses could have been secondary to the overall theme. I know a lot of people mention like a Sims 3 medieval in the Sims 4. I feel like horses could have been added to something like that instead of just being its own pack. I just don't think this is worth the 40 in my opinion. It's not worth it. This is a game pack, again, trying to be an expansion, but this is just my opinions. Please comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this. I tried to be balanced with this review. I didn't want to sit here and say, oh, this is trash, this is trash. I tried to really look at what this pack has to offer, and I think it is very fun. I'm still in the honeymoon phase of playing this pack, but only time will tell when that will wear off and will I still be able to play this. I think if you do have cottage living and this pack, you'll definitely have a lot more gameplay with it, but on its own, I feel like it is lacking very hard. And I wouldn't get this pack without having cottage living first, because I feel like you're going to be missing a lot of gameplay. And I do feel like this pack should have been with cottage living, or just the horse part of it with cats and dogs. So yeah, that's just kind of like my overview of all that and how I feel about this pack. If I had to like rate it out of 10, I would give it maybe like a 6.9, maybe 7. And I know that's kind of harsh, but I feel like the rabbit holes and just the fact that the environment is very empty and there's nothing to really do is what kills this pack. The horses for sure are what is carrying this pack's score. But yeah, that's just my opinions, that's just my thoughts. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy Superior Simmer. Stay cool, stay awesome, stay simming, and have a good day.